Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Rando Marathon 2022, supporting the Liam Foundation, an LGBTQIA plus organization out of Rockford, Illinois, which supplies advice, support, and education for the LGBTQIA community. We have done exceptionally well so far. So far, in fact, that the tracker even hasn't had time to catch up. We are at $1,241. There it goes. Catches up right as I say it.
Yep.
For the Liam Foundation, and so we are just blazing along. And speaking of blazing along, we've got another marathon coming up of Hollow Knight Randomizer, and Arrow Razor is going to be running this for us today, and you see on screen all the stuff that's going to be randomized. Spoiler alerts, it's a lot.
A lot.
Arrow, take it away.
Yep. A lot of stuff randomized. I wrote an entire list. Basically, all the standard stuff, all the dreamers, skills. Basically, if you can pick it up, it's shuffled, with the exception of a couple of things. Other notes of things different in the rando compared to the start game. In the game, well, I'll talk about most of them as we get to it, but the ones that matter immediately is you start with a random Geo, which is your money in the game. All of the charm notches have random costs, so for example, in the vanilla game, the Wayward Compass costs 1 charm notch to use. I could pick it up and it costs 6. That's awful, by the way. Most major items have 1 duplicate shuffled among them, but knowing Hollow Knight Rando, they'll lock themselves anyway. And I'll start with 1 random charm out of like the 40 charms that are available. And thanks to everyone supporting, we have all of the Dream Bosses essence shuffled as items. I'll have to go to White Palace to do Path of Pain, and even if it ends up not being a required item, I'll have to go fight Nightmare King Grimm at some point.
In other words, good job, y'all.
Yeah, Clawlog, Dupe, Claw, Big Class. Exactly. See, Mike gets it. That was met. Yeah, everything except for 1 shuffle option was met, which was the Grubs and Dream Roots will both be vanilla. But that is completely fine. We're gonna hit this a few times to give us a random seed number. Then I'm going to have everything randomized. That's done. All right. We'll be going in 3, 2, 1, go. Chose vanilla start this time because oftentimes I typically play with random start, but that could sometimes lead the seeds to start very slow if you get like spawned in a late game area. So the first minute or so of this run is very similar to, I was about to say very similar to any percent minus the screw up there. It's fine. So at any point, if anyone in the chat or my fellow com here wants to ask a question, feel free. Thank you, Ash.
I was going to say, I will say good luck as well, of course. And I was mentioning, of course, Arrow, I was mentioning this to you before we came on, but I have never played Hollow Knight before. I've had the game in my Steam library for longer than I care to admit and haven't played it yet. So
Yeah.
for somebody like me who's new to the game, what are some of kind of the most important things to know going into either vanilla or a randomizer like this?
Well, as far as like going into vanilla, do not get disheartened if you die a lot early. The Queen Station stag early is actually really good here. Also, shout outs to Rainbow Eggs. We may come back and buy that later.
Yes, Pride Eggs!
For now, 400 essence is actually really good. That's an example of the boss essence being shuffled. We are going to pick up the Queen Station stag though, because that opens up a lot of the world already. However, despite that, I'm still going to clear the early game area first because there's always something of note here. Another quirk to Rando is that bench I just set out in vanilla usually saves your progress, and then if you die, you respawn there. However, in Rando, there's a feature added to where you can pause the game and warp to any bench you have previously sat at. Helps a ton with movement. Alright, we're about to find out what's on Grubs. Desolate Dive on 28 is actually awful. I kind of wish they were shuffled now. Howling Rates at 6 is really good. Crossroads Stag is irrelevant because we're going to get to that stag long before we get 29 grubs. Okay, so we are grub collecting today. And since they're vanilla, you're going to be seeing them a lot.
All right, so I was going to say, so tell me, you mentioned the 28 grubs bit being bad, so tell me why that's bad.
Okay, so a good comparison is you can compare your the grubs to basically the gold Skulltulas from Ocarina of Time.
Okay, that's enough. Oh, I'm traumatized already now.
There's only like 48 of them, I think. Also, yes, the first thing I'm doing is out of logic. It's fine. Logically, all mini-bosses require 2 spells just to make them not be horrible. But I am doing it with absolutely nothing. It's fine. But it's not a big deal with this case because another little thing here. This is just more of a vanilla thing. I do speedruns of the first Pantheon, which is this game's Boss Rush DLC. And this guy is one of those bosses. So I know him pretty well. Also, the more he jumps, the worse this is. I'd prefer he never jumps. I say that, and he jumps. Nice! Hit list.
Good job.
Logic is merely a suggestion in randos. There we go.
Yeah,
Whoa! That's huge. Okay, so we can immediately wall jump, which opens up even more of the world.
Nice. So you got bad grub stuff, but looks like you're
That
getting
Mantis
pretty
Claw
good
makes
movement
it.
options.
Honestly, there's our duplicate Dreamer. We need 3 Dreamers to access the end of the game. However, in Rando, there was a duplicate Dreamer added. Now, honestly, in hindsight, I should not have done this. You'll see why in just a moment. When you get a Dreamer, the Crossroads area completely changes to where it's where it's very infected now, and there are much stronger enemies.
So basically, the Dreamers are kind of a difficulty spike of sorts.
Yeah, specifically for this area. The good thing about it, though, is you can collect Geo very easily here now because all of those enemies drop a lot. I really hate. Whoa, let's not fall. I do not like this shroom, but I need the grub. That's our first of 28 that we'll probably rescue. Unless we find both other dive locations, because each spell has a level 1 and a level 2 version, and there's also 1 duplicate of each of them. So there's a chance we'll never need the 28, but we're going to collect them anyway, because, like I said, this is Hollow Knight. The dupe items love to lock themselves. Trying not to take a hit. Nice. So, while Mantis Claw is one of the best movements in the game, a lot of random runners will tell you it's not great as your first progression because it might open up too much. By the way, what was our starting charm? Oh, we started with Soul Eater. Okay, that's why I'm generating soul so fast. Soul Eater increases how much soul you get.
Yeah, I'd say just offhand that sounds like a good thing to have.
It is one of the best charms in the game. However, in vanilla, it costs 4 charm notches. However, in this seed, it is set that's only costing 2, which is very good. You'll see sometimes occasional little minor damage boosts like that. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to make use of that bench what we talked about. It lets you work back to the last bench or between benches. This is also a big thing to help soft lock prevention. Oof, because as in a Metroidvania, you very often could just find yourself soft locked.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
So the strength charm increases your your nail strength basically. And as you get nail upgrades and stuff later on, that just makes you offensively insane. You usually have the options to go between a strength build, which is usually where you use strength and other things, or you can go a spell build, which uses stuff like Shaman Stone, Soul Eater, and such. If the charm costs stay low like this, I could utilize both, which is going to be kind of dumb, actually, for combat reasons. See, here's the downside. This door is now blocked off of by the infection due to me buying that Dreamer. As I said, that was going to come back to bite me.
So
I can still get there, but I have to go the long way around. So I have to do this first. So we're about to meet our first boss. Honestly, I can make use of this Vengefly and go somewhere really dumb early. Never mind, I randomized my ability to swim, so I can't go through the Blue Lake. So never mind what I just said. And Strength makes quick work of the Gruzmother. This is meant to be one of those tutorial bosses. Hey look, there's a pink egg. Like I said, all the eggs are different colors. And now this is going to spawn 10 smaller enemies that, thanks to Strength, I can kill them all with one hit. We're going to talk to good old Sly here. He runs a shop back in Dirtmouth, which was the first area we went to in the game. And now he can sell more stuff. So, speaking of shops, Salubra's shop. This is in the vanilla the Charm shop. But in Rando has a bunch of random items, as all 4 shops are shuffled. Ignore these charm notches. In these specific settings, you will get these automatically when you get enough charms to equip them. 200 essence is not bad. Fragile Heart is pretty useful because the Grimm troop comes with a few set of checks. Of course, the most known one, of course, is Troop Master Grimm himself. But in Dirtmouth, Divine also has checks that you need the Strength, Heart, and Greed charms to check. Normally, we would take this opportunity to bench back to the Crossroads stag, but I infected the Crossroads way too early. So we're going the long way. That's fine. We're going to pick up quite a few grubs along the way, so that's nice. Crossroads has 5 grubs, and crazy enough, you can actually get all 5 with no extra movement. Though any movement puts them all in logic, because there's one of them that's out of logic without movement. 2 of 28. Potentially.
Yeah, I was about to ask if there was anywhere you could easily see where the grubs are, but I saw it pop up in the lower left window whenever you got it.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing. At the bottom here, one of the companion mods installed is the Bingo UI. We use it a lot for Bingo, but it also just has really good information. It tells you how many grubs you've gotten, how many charm notches you have, how many dream trees you've done. It's often used in Bingo. Alright, before I do anything else, let's go sit at the bench at Crossroads Stag, so we have another bench we can warp to. Oh, it's another Stag Station. Okay, so I think this is a good time to actually just go check some of the Stag Stations. Hidden Stag is really good because it lets you find out what's in White Palace. The one place in the game that has the, probably the most requirements to do. Because it requires 3 dream nail upgrades, which is the first one, Dream Gate, and then Awoken Dream Nail, as well as most movement. I think Shade Cloak is the only thing you can get by without having. However, since I have to do Path of Pain, which is inside here, we're still going to be entering this regardless. That's funny. King Station Stag. We'll get to there long before we go to the White Palace. I say that because that's literally where we're going right now. So that's funny. Because with Mantis Claw, we can do a lot of Ancient Basin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way up to King Station and then to Resting Grounds. Which will let us see if we need all the stream essence that we've been seeing in these shops. Everyone's favorite map maker, Cornifer. What have we got? Not gonna buy a map. Alright, now we need to make our way to the top here. Ow. Okay, I think with what I've got, I should do this. There's 2 checks over here. Only one of them we can get. The other one's actually a grub. I can avoid that guy. But the item we can get here, I guess we'll go ahead and pick it up while we're here. We gotta kill 2 of these, which is a little annoying when you have nothing to really fight with other than your nail. Having that dive on 28 grubs would be really great for these guys. Just saying. Quick focus for free is actually crazy. It lets you heal in twice, like you heal twice as fast. And with it being a 0-cost charm, ow, that guarantees you'll have good healing. Why did I jump into that? That's fine. I'm not dead. I should probably heal before I am dead, though.
Nah, who heals in a randomizer?
Funny enough, you can actually... Oh, I forgot about this one. Funny enough, you can actually shuffle your ability to heal in this game.
Which sounds utterly terrifying.
It is cursed. There are 2 things. There's a few things you know. You can actually split your claw and cloak as well. We'll talk about cloak when I get it. Where, like, you know, like with the wall jump, if you split the claw, you can also get a claw that only lets you wall jump on one side. Another funny option that I clearly did not enable. The only one of those novelty options that I enabled is the randomizing your ability to swim. No. Stop it with the spears. Nope. Okay, we're healed. We can go now. These knights are going to do their best to try to kill me, and they may or may not be successful. It's fine. Alright, this check kind of sucks without a dash because some of those lower points. Ooh, a charm notch is useful. Oops. Okay, getting out of here alive is going to suck, actually. Okay, we're fine. Only 2 enemies left between me and the exit of this area. Also, alright, dream trees are not shuffled. I don't need to check that. Also, hello to vertical rooms. Thankfully, I can climb this with only claw. Oh. Also, if it looks like you can use your nail to pogo off of it, you probably can. Which is most of the time not in logic, but in this case, no. Okay, they cooperated. And I only took 1 hit from it. Next up, like I said, we're heading to King Station. We're gonna get that bench, and there's a couple of items here as well that we'll pick up along the way. You'll often see me like walk off the edge to do a quick Mantis Claw jump. It gets you just a little bit more distance when... Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. Got a bunch of husks in here to kill. Actually, that one's in the way, but let me heal real quick before I fight these anymore. We have a special one back here that just shines with gold. The Gorgeous Husk is just a massive tank. It has a lot of health, but it has an item. In vanilla, it has 420 Geo. And it's just, this thing tank sits until you kill it. King's Idol, that is one of the relics in the game. There's multiples of every relic, and their main purpose is to sell. You sell them in the city, actually, so you'll see that soon, but you sell them to Len. Alright. We have to kill this one because I want this grub. Because, as chat alluded to, too many grubs required. Problem is, I need to avoid being hit by this guy because he does double damage. Okay, he's dead.
Nicely done. I didn't want to say anything to perhaps distract you.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Taking deaths in Hollow Knight is not I forgot. I can't swim. I need to come in from above.
So, quick question. I notice here you got a recent items listing on the top right of your screen. Is that vanilla or is that one of the mods you were mentioning?
That is one of the companion mods that I'm using. Yeah, no, the music in this game is incredible. Speaking of music, some of the best music in the game, y'all thankfully enabled with the goals, because Troopmaster Grimm has great music, but Nightmare King Grimm's boss theme is absolutely incredible. Ooh, that is a nail art. I do want that. These are not duplicated, and they lock a check in Dirtmouth. You need all 3 of them. I could have duplicated those, but it's like, it's fine. Ooh, another stag station. So, with the Green Path stag, we can make our way all the way to Green Path now, which is typically the second area of the game. And we can literally just clear the area backwards, because the stag is towards the end of Green Path. Alright, we're off to do another check that we should really have spells for. And that is the combat arena at the top of King's Pass. Ow. Because it's a combat arena fighting a ton of these guys. Let me heal. I forgot to equip Quick Focus. That's fine. It won't get me killed, right? I forgot that was a thing. I got nothing.
Nothing?
I forgot that was a thing. Yeah. If there are too many items, if there's too many spots for items but not enough items to fill it, they get replaced with nothing. And as mentioned, I started with 1 random charm. So there was going to be at least 1 nothing in this seed. Well, there it was.
I was about to joke, are we playing Blue Dragon?
Oh, I do not want to be in the corner with these guys. Come on. Thank you. I was waiting for it to charge me so I could kill it. Well. The Lance Knights are a pain. But I'm keeping them for the most part in the corner. Thankfully, the Lance Knight came here immediately so I can take care of it first. Okay, now this is pretty free. Thanks a lot, Cheese. Alright, combat arena done.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks, Cheese. Yeah, I forgot who it was that told me about the marathon. It's like, hey, you should submit some stuff in here. I'm like, I'll look into it, and I was like, yeah, definitely. I submitted, I think, a total of 3 games, and 2 of them got in, so y'all are not done seeing me for this marathon yet. Y'all see me one more time. For a very different Metroidvania. Alright, so we're having to go around here to get in the resting grounds, which is completely fine. I mean, Alistair, seeing who's rolling my seed, I rolled this seed because Hollow Knight has to be ginned in game. I gave someone the presets to roll because the the Metroid Prime incentive, it only has one single incentive to increase the artifact count. But I have someone else rolling those. We'll talk more about that when we get to that run later in the marathon. All right, this is where in vanilla you would get your dream nail, so you can start literally looking into the minds of everything you dream nail. But it also lets you access the dream roots, which you will not see me doing any of in this seed because one, they're not shuffled, and two, with boss essence shuffled, we will almost You're welcome. I'm glad my two favorite runs got in of the three. It's been a joy. It's been a joy watching so far. Shout outs again to the Aria Sara Rando race after before this. They had enough time to do 2 of them.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing stuff.
All right, so boss essence is shuffled thanks to y'all, which means the costs for essence are going to be high. So let's hope there's nothing here. And the first thing I see is another spell locked behind collectible. Vengeful Spirit requires 315. 315 is completely fine, though. We have access to 400 in a shop, so that's fine. Another Desolate Dive at 247. Okay, that one's for... Can we get some S in the chat for a 700 plus Essence Cloak? Oh my! Well... With Shuffled Essence, it's not bad. With Shuffled Boss Essence, but, still a little annoying. I have 600 Essence available to me, though, so, like, it's not the worst thing in the world. We're just finding all the charm notches. I need to remember to actually equip quick focus here at this bench we're about to get. And then I think we'll go back and finish clearing Crossroads. We've already spent 25 minutes playing this rando almost, and haven't even fought the first boss of the game. Arcane Egg. Cool. Right, equipping quick focus. Also, we're very charm starved here so far. We only have 3. Another relic. Okay. So before we get at the Crossroads, let's check the 2 items at Green Path Stack. We're not gonna do anything in Green Path yet, but we are gonna check the 2 items. I'm not paying 140 Geo for 80 Geo. Also, if you haven't already noticed, we do have the palette swapper mod installed, so all of the color palettes of the environment are changed. Green path more like purple path. Oh, Isma's here. So this is funny to get first. I say this because Isma's lets you swim in acid. So we can swim in acid, but not in water. That's funny. Kingdom's Edge map, we do not need the maps because the maps are automatically given to you due to map mod being installed, though I probably won't make use of it unless we get really late game and I'm missing stuff. We can get that item over there as soon as we pick up the cloak. For now, I think what we do is go into Fungal Waste and visit our 4th shop. Actually, 3rd shop. We never went back and checked Sly. So we'll do that when we're done here. And then go back into Crossroads. First things first. We're visiting our friend Cornifer again. Sure, 75 Geo for a Hollowness still is pretty good because in Lim's shop, it sells for 450 Geo. Which we should probably visit before the shops, if I'm being honest. Best deal ever? I think not.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Geo for Geo trade reminded me of the bottle guy or some of the NPCs like the King Zora in Link to the Past.
Yeah. Or if you have shop shuffled in Ocarina of Time, be like, hey, you can buy this red rupee for 200 rupees. No. We have Mantis Claw. We can skip the entirety of this room. Alright, we have a little mini fight here. This one's fine, though. We have strength, so it's not going to be as much of a, like, drug out thing, but we also have no spells to use on these guys. They also drop like 50 Geo each, which is nice for money pickups. Because our next shop here, Leg Eater. Oh, that's a dash and a half. It's our super dash. Unfortunately, I would prefer the other one right now. Our normal dash. Well, I was about to say, Leg Eater is probably the most stingy character in all of Hollow Knight. Because it makes you pay like 80-something Geo just to see what he's selling. 86 Geo. Just to see what he's selling. And then Vanilla only sells... Well, that's required. One of the win condition in this game is true ending. So you have to beat both the Hollow Knight boss and the Radiance boss. To access the Radiance boss, you need all 3 fragments to get Void Heart. So that's 100% required. 300 essence. That is 900 essence available. Okay, we can get all essence now. We should go visit Lim, get some Geo, and get all the essence we ever need in the world. So, as you see with bench warp, the ones that are red are benches I have not been to yet, so I can't warp to them. Everything else is benches I've been to and can warp to. I can also just set start location as the warp, which you will probably... I was about to say you probably will never see, but then I remembered, wait a minute, Howling Cliffs is available with just Claw. So you might actually see me warp back to the start location. For now, we're gonna go visit our favorite shop in the game, because this shop takes our relics and gives us money for it. And I think it'll give me enough money to buy all of that essence. We're also fully capable of fighting the Watcher Knights boss right now, which is right above me. But seeing how we're about to get 2 spells, I'm gonna wait. Though I will say, Watcher Knights locks on its own 3 checks, so pretty good. The only other boss in the game that has more checks behind it is the Collector, who has 4 checks at the top of its top of the Tower of Love. However, in our settings, 3 of them are grubs. Thankfully, we have Great Slash, so we can hit this switch from the other side. This was patched out of later versions of Hollow Knight. Rando patched it back in. Because why not? Did we ever get a Paylor? We did not. We may do 1 nail upgrade. Let's stay here for a moment. We're going to collect the Rafters item here, and we're going to get our first nail upgrade. Because the nail upgrades are also not shuffled. Honestly, I think it'd be kind of cursed if they were, because one of the nail upgrades costs like 4,000 Geo. Alright, gotta be a little careful here, because I can't swim. Actually, I'm gonna pick up the coral bench here. So we can warp back here easily later for nail upgrades. Because the nail upgrades are going to be very nice for Nightmare King Grimm. Speaking of Coral Bench, there's Coral just chilling on the bench.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's the first time I've seen a bench with anybody else sitting on it when you got there.
There's only a couple. Never had him fall down with me. Okay. There's only a couple. Oh wait, I have the super dash, so I could do something kind of funny here. This Vengefly just has to cooperate. Oh come on! I want to do the cool trick game. You know what? Fine. I'm gonna have it come out here a little bit, then do. Oh, I messed that up. Because I have strength equipped, it dies in 1 hit, so I have to be careful with how I do this. Nice! And we can just fly all the way to the nailsmith's house, that's fine.
Nice.
Alright, we don't have any Paylor, so we can only upgrade 1 time. But one upgrade plus the strength we have, the strength charm we have, is a massive increase. Also, you see me randomly opening inventory a lot during this. That's because another thing that was patched out of the game, but put back in on Rando, is if you open your inventory while falling, you start falling extremely fast.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was actually about to ask if I was just seeing things or if that was something that was common. But yeah, it sounds like it is.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna get one more check up here and get a bench. And then we're going to go get our essence and get our movement stuff. Thankfully, since I have Claw, I don't have to damage boost with these guys, because those little things, as you saw earlier in the basin, do double damage. And I'd prefer to not die. We're going to go this way because I don't feel like doing the little fight gauntlet here. Plus, I got to do this eventually anyway if I want to go to Soul Sanctum. Which actually isn't too long into the future, because Soul Sanctum, if you have Claw plus Dive, you can do everything here. So this is probably a really good place to come very soon. However, we're going to open this reverse side wall here. Speak to our friendly neighborhood corner. See, that's a great deal. 90 Geo for 385 Geo. See, that's a good deal. And we're going to use 150 of that to check this, to seal this bench. And now we're going to bench warp back to Leg Eater, because I believe Leg Eater had some essence. Yep, 300. We're just doing the warping roll tour to check our shops. While I actually have plenty of money now. Let's get that essence. We'll also pick up the simple key. I should have picked this up earlier, but completely missed it. And we're going to grab the fragile heart, because 1, it costs low. 2, we need more charms. It also gives us 2 extra health, which is really good. Oh, I actually have access to another check real quick. That's right here. I mentioned earlier we couldn't do Blue Lake because I couldn't swim. Well, you don't need to swim when you can just dash across the entire thing.
You don't need to swim when you can fly?
Exactly. The way to get it without this charm is you would swim under that Vengefly that was lower down, use wings to pogo off of it and jump up. Wings is our double jump, which we do not have yet. Well, there's another charm. I will never use it, but it's another charm. And that was our 5th charm, so that gives us an extra charm notch. Let's go get the 400 essence off of Zelda that we saw earlier. Oh, there's also a pretty pricey charm notch. That could be important later. Our next pass will probably pick this egg up, because the Gigi's Hut on the far right of Dirtmouth in the vanilla game returns your shade to you, which is basically your soul, like if you compare to Dark Souls. So you get your Geo and stuff back. In vanilla, it returns it to that location so you can collect your stuff without having to go back and get it. In Rando, it's another shop. And you give eggs for it. So we will probably be back for this egg. And next time we have a lot of Geo, we'll also probably scoop up that charm notch. There are a total of 11, and I think we already have over half of them. Yeah, we have 6 of them. Also, we never checked this for some reason, so we're going to check Sly. More essence. I have 0 Hey, look! The Duke Crystal Heart. We don't need this. Oh, look! Rainbow Egg. Lifeblood Heart's really good. We don't need more essence. The idol is sold for more than it's worth. Same for the journal. The Holonet Seal is a good deal. So we'll get triple that back. I will scoop up the Lifeblood Heart now, because again, it's more health every time you sit at the bench. Gathering Swarm is decent for gathering Geo. And I'll grab it because we have tons of room and we have just enough to buy another Mash Shard. I think we're 3 away because Like with Zelda and stuff, you need 4 to get a new mask. Alright, so let's equip our 2 new charms. Now I have a lot more health, as you see the purple lifeblood mask. Before we go back to resting grounds to collect our stuff, we're going to drop down here, because there's a check right here. And it's another mass shard completing our thing. Let's go back to resting grounds and get a lot of good stuff. Also, fun fact, me collecting this now finally puts that Mantis Claw we got at the beginning in logic. Because it was still out of logic until now.
Yeah, it just took, what, 40 minutes?
Yep. Because 2 spells put Moloch in logic. There's our 2 spells. Which means the 28 grubs is no longer hard required, because you don't need the 2nd level of dive. But it's also very nice, so if I can get it, I will. Also, since we have dive, we can finish full clearing resting grounds. We can go into the crypts. It's a very small area, but it's very item dense. Also, it's home to one of the worst item checks in the game. And that is the flower quest. I missed that. That's fine, I have plenty of health. Nope, we have an egg. So, I tried using a spell on it that I don't have. Right, touching these guys deal double damage. Why? Who knows? Journal. That's 200 more Geo later. There's a check in base, and I forgot to check when we were there earlier. And that was the Geo Fountain. I couldn't have collected it then anyway, but you pay 3,000 Geo to get an item from the fountain. Thankfully, the fountain tells you what it is. Alright. Moment of truth. Do I have to carry a flower hitless from here all the way to Queen's Gardens? Oh no. The answer is yes. This is not shuffled, I believe. Well, no, this is not I don't think the tram pass is duplicated. Alright, we're doing flower quest today. I'm not collecting that right now because I have Ismas. I can get all the way there. And I infected Crossroads. Oh no! Well, we have a time later. There is a cheeky little trick you can do in Rando, because bench warping does not break the flower, unlike the stags do. But, this is a marathon run, and this is content, so I'm going to do it normally. I may not need it. 8 Geo? 8? That's rude. There's our dream nail. Okay, we can start doing dream bosses now and get what items they've had shuffled. I don't know why I'm walking out of here. There's no more checks here. You know, we're 40 minutes in. Should we go fight the first boss of the game?
Yeah, I suppose.
I feel like this is going to be very rude to this boss, though, because of the stuff we have. Also, I have Crystal Heart, which means I don't orphan this check. Hey, you, leave me alone. This check often gets orphaned because it hard requires Crystal Heart, or a very precise spike tunnel skip using dashes that I am no good at, so we're just gonna beat these guys up. Oh, y'all aren't dying in one hit. I'm sad. Those dying in 2 are pretty good, though. This is also another great room to have Gathering Swarm in, because most of the Geo they drop goes into the pit. Get back up here. There we go. Alright, that's done. This check loves to have progression. It's not progression, but it's an egg. It's a pink egg. Slowly collecting all of the colors of the rainbow. It's fine. Huh. So, there's something I could do here. Most major bosses have a dream boss fight version of them. Normally, they're not needed, but with Boss Essence shuffled, they could have items. As soon as I finish this fight here, I'll have access to the first one, which is literally a much faster version of this boss I'm about to fight that does double damage. We might do it. And spells also make this fight very much not a fight. Well, fight over. Now we'll just sit here and watch the required cycle here. But this guy locks 2 items, so it's important. See, that's how I was supposed to get to Resting Grounds, and not the convoluted city path I did. I was supposed to come here early. Oh well. And a simple key. So, now that we have 2 simple keys, we can go check Gigi's egg shop. Because I mentioned earlier that we may need that. So, it's time to buy... time to buy the egg. We now have it. Because you want to keep the first simple key you get always for Waterways, because else you'd have a convoluted way to get through it. Alright, how are we looking here? Spirit Master for 3 on 3 eggs. That's actually unfortunate. We'll probably never use that because it's 3. There's a Dreamer and a King's Brand on higher eggs, though. But Gigi's about to hand us a bunch of colored eggs. So we can just turn around and get more. A seal, a charm, an orange egg, and a pink egg. Can I, nope, I have to reload it? Okay. Unfortunately, you can't do anything with Steel Soul Jin while the egg shop is available. Because it'd be kind of bad if you sold all of your eggs to Jin and not be able to get these. I don't know if I have enough to get the King's Brand, but I should definitely be able to lock in the second Dreamer here. 200 Geo, a Mask Shard, and there's Lurian. We'll need to come back later for the King's Brand, because the King's Brand is not shuffled, I don't think. And not shuffled, not duplicated. So I'm pretty sure we'll absolutely need it to go into the Abyss. Let's visit Grubfather. While we don't have enough grubs yet, he'll also give you a lot of Geo for the grubs you have saved. I'm surprised none of those hit me. Oh, right. The other spell was here. You know, I'm kind of glad I came here. Where to go now? Well, let's go to Ancestral Mound. Unfortunately, since, you know, we infected the crossroads, we have to come in from the backside. There's only 2 items here in our settings. One of them requires wings, the other I can just use claw to climb. Alright, forget 28 grubs, we have level 2 dive. 28 grubs is now dead. We will no longer be collecting them. Unless they're in the way for potential Geo later. So I guess the question is where we go from here. I think we finally commit to the green path stag that we picked up earlier. Because that's an early game area. No. We're going back to start location. We're going to climb up to the right here all the way to Howling Cliffs. If we had wings, we could break into the stag nest. But we do not. We're going to meet the first of 3 nail masters who teach us abilities. This one's going to teach me how to sell a hollow nest. Alright, we have Gorb here. Does it tell us what we have? What did it get? No, it does not tell us. So we just have to fight it and find out. Chat, we are ascending with Gorb. Gorb, stop dodging my stuff. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, I have a ton of health because I'm just going to tank it while I'm trying to kill this thing. Gorb is dead.
I was about to say that Gorb was looking like it seemed to very much love that teleport action.
Yeah, especially if I try using any of the powerful spells on it. Well, that's 1200 Geo later. So you know? Also, we have Dream Nail, so we can summon the Grimm troop. Alright, we're 2/3 of the way to White Palace. All we need now is one more Dream Nail upgrade and our Monarch Wings, and we can do Path of Pain. We gotta Dream Nail this bug, attack the lantern a few times, and there we go. We have summoned Grimm to Hollow Nest. Now, once we have Grimchild, we can do those fights. I'm gonna need soul for this next room, so let's collect that. Right, the trees are not shuffled. I feel very sad when I collect checks that are only like tiny amounts of Geo. I'd almost rather them be nothing, just to be like, hey, you got nothing.
Yeah, I came all this way and all I got was this piddling little bit of Geo.
Exactly. Alright, 2 spells to insta-kill these guys. Because their HP is lowered for Rando, for the sole reason that Spore Shroom is a charm that generates little powders when you heal. And it can be logically expected to kill these guys, which is horrible. So it doesn't take like forever. Their HP is lowered in Rando to where only 1 spell kills them instead of 4. Alright, now we're in Green Path. I guess we should just call it Purple Path, actually, for this seed. Actually, let's more pink than purple.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sensing the green here.
So, we're gonna quick kill this guy before he even screams. Because spells are broken. I love this spell, but we're not using it. Not for 4. Spell Twister is really good. Your full vessel, if your vessel is full of soul, you can fire 3 spells. However, if you have Spell Twister on, you can fire 4. And you see why I like level 2 spells.
Yeah, definitely seeing stuff go down that quickly.
Because
I could understand.
those enemies are annoying. All right, we already have the stag bench, so we're going straight to Hornet. Hornet is a very much fan favorite character. Hornet's who you're playing as in the upcoming sequel, so I also apologize for the absolute bullying Hornet's getting here. Dodge the dive though. Well, she's down. This is where you'd normally get your cloak. We don't need more essence. We keep going this way though because we have Isthmus tier, so we can check Shape of Un. Shape of Un for cheap would be a cool charm to pick up too. Oh, I don't have dive. Now I do. Shape of Un's a cool charm to pick up because it lets you move while you're healing. I keep forgetting, it's like, wait, I can swim in this. It's water I can't swim in. Funny little quirk to having Isthmus tier, but not the ability to swim.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't really necessarily occur to you going, oh, sure, acid's fine, but water...
Water's not, yeah. Just no mash shard. Okay, so we want to stay in Green Path because we're just going to full clear Green Path in one swoop since we can. What were you and why didn't I buy you? Right. That's why I didn't buy you. So now we're just going to drop... It's just water with healing. There you go. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could say
Alright.
that it's especially exfoliating.
We're going to make use of our Dream Gate here. Dream Gate is an upgrade to Dream Yell that lets you set a gate anywhere that you can warp back to at any time. I did this because it's a little bit of a tedious thing to get back through here after I've done this area. This, for the most part, requires you to have Crystal Heart, regular dash, and Mantis Claw. However, a fun fact, in Rando, you can logically expect to do this without Crystal Heart if you have all three other movements, which is Mantis Claw, the Cloak, and the Wings. Well, that was nothing. We're gonna meet our second nail master now. All right, can I do this first try? Yes, actually. Cool. You're expected to use Crystal Heart to dash through that, but I just find it cool just doing a normal dash through it. Sure, it's an egg. We need to collect all the rainbow eggs, right? Now we're gonna make use of that Dream Gate I placed. It costs 1 essence to use, but as you see, we have like 1,000 essence. And I've already collected our rewards from it, so... I think that's our first red egg. The egg colors don't matter for logic things. The mod just makes them all multiple colors and it's cool. Let's check the Thorns of Agony check. This requires either Claw plus Crystal Heart or just Dash. A purple egg, best color.
And a very fitting color, considering where we are.
Yep. It'd be almost completely purple if I was using my purple version of this skin, because I'm using the custom night skins. This skin is very Grimm inspired, as you'll see when we meet Grimm in a bit. Once I find Grimmchild. But I have 3 versions of this. I have the original version that I wish I could remember the name of the person who made it because it's an incredible skin. And then I recolored it to blue and to purple. I chose to use blue today. Wait, do we have any new charms that are worth equipping? The answer is no. Alright, we're gonna go fight everyone's favorite boss to pick on, because why is this a boss? Meet Massive Moss Charger. It's just a big version of one of the Moss Charger enemies. And the reason we asked why this is a boss, you just stand here and attack till he's dead. More eggs. In the vanilla game, if you kill Moss Charger, it gives you 300 Geo. Which isn't bad. I think here is right, yeah. We'll get 2 items and a grub here. Ooh, Distant Village Tag is very good in this situation. Because we don't have the lantern yet to go through Dark Deep Nest. And without the lantern, you can't really see where you're going. But Distant Village lets you get to the opposite side of it. And if I get wings before I get lantern, y'all might see Dark Deep Nest happen. Yo, we can that. Ow. Wow, that's a horrible spot for that. Cool, but we can swim now. Is the over... what do you mean by that? Oh, we can just go back to the, Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I flipped it back to the rando page. I'm not seeing strobing either, but now I'm gazing at it, seeing if I'm just missing something.
Speaking of dark rooms, here's probably the easiest dark room in the game. If anyone ever tries to learn dark rooms, this is probably the best one to learn. Because it's the one that punishes you the least. The big thing with dark rooms is if you know the room well enough, you can get through it with no problem. And that's our 3rd key. That's good. We're going to immediately go back. Alright. So, from here, being able to swim doesn't change too much. Well, not true. This lets us get into Kingdom's Edge now without having to get the tram pass that's on Flower Quest. Kingdom's Edge is often loaded in items. We're going to go down, though, and do a couple of Fog Canyon checks. Let's pick up this Lifeblood, because I may go ahead and do the Love Key loop. Ah, okay. Yeah, it may just be the phone that doesn't like it. Odd. Alright,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've upgraded enough to where these die in one hit. Oh, good, they do. Those enemies are annoying. And I gotta kill like 9 of them in just a moment. Oops. Note to self. Spikes hurt.
Yeah, imagine that.
And our reward is okay. Kingsbrand is duplicated, so we don't have to go back to GG now. That also means Tram Pass is duplicated, so there's a second Tram Pass somewhere. So we may not see Flower Quest, but at the same time, it's probably locking itself anyway. So it's better to just hope not to have to go. All right, we're gonna try to enter gardens from here. Nice. I remember one of the nail arts don't quite reach that switch. I want to say it's Cyclone Slash that doesn't. Ooh, I like the aesthetic for Queen's Gardens. Queen's Gardens is one of the late game areas, so there's going to be a lot here that can kill you. Cool, that's 4 simple keys. We can open all door locks now.
Alrighty, do you mind if I break in for a second to talk about the foundation and what we're doing today?
Go for it. This area is nothing but movement.
Alrighty, so first off, thank you all to all of you joining us here on Final Fantasy Randomizer. We are, of course, doing a Hollow Knight Randomizer, and we are doing this entire marathon event on behalf of the Liam Foundation. It is an LGBTQIA advocacy group based out of Rockford, Illinois, whose goal, according to their mission statement, is to encourage, assist, heal, and empower the LGBTQIA community through respect, advocacy, and passionate hearts to promote thriving in society. They do a variety of different events, including in-person meetups, online events. They are doing events like the Steampunk Fairy Tale Queer Prom coming up soon. They like to do a lot of support and a lot of advocacy for the LGBTQ community. We definitely very much appreciate that. It is a noble mission and a great one, and we are very happy to support it here. As y'all might have noticed on the donation trackers and such, we have already gone well beyond our original goal, so just want to encourage y'all to keep donating. There are plenty of incentives and prizes to go after as far as this goes. For instance, during this block, we are finishing up the incentives for a set of 6 Castlevania buttons with a minimum donation of $5. And coming up for the Castlevania Symphony of the Night randomizer, there are, let's see, still the difficulty increase has already been met, but there is still an incentive to watch all the cutscenes that needs $60 to be met. And there is also an incentive to name the file name for Symphony of the Night, which is currently Hoggies. So, yeah, if you want to get a different name in there for the file name, be sure to make your donation out toward that incentive. And we definitely appreciate any and all donations that you are able to give, and we appreciate any attendance. We appreciate any signal boosting. All of it very much helps. So, yeah, definitely support this charity. It is a great one. There's been a lot in already, but definitely we've got the whole weekend to go. So I think we can take this donation train a whole lot higher, and I would encourage y'all to do so as well.
Nice. And during that conversation just now, I picked up 3 things. One is World Sense, which basically just tells us what our percent of the game is we've done. So not important. We found the other heart pickup, which now makes it unbreakable. So the breakable charms, they break if you die. But if you find its second version as an item, it becomes unbreakable. Since the vanilla way of doing it has been turned into an item check. And then we also found our second white fragment. And also that's a Paylor, so we can finally upgrade our nail, which means I feel very good about trying to fight Water Knights. Let's go back to Green Path real quick, though. There's still one final check in Green Path we have not done, and then we will not be back here any of this seed. We'll never see Green Path again. Well, we haven't seen Green Path at all. We've seen Purple Path, but you know, it's fine. I will go ahead and scoop up the grubs here, because like I said, the grubs can lead to getting some more money later. Oh wait, I actually think the Hunter's Journal is shuffled. And if it is, I need to pick that up. I can never remember. Oh! Yeah, it's shuffled alright. We have our level 2 Fireball, Shade Soul.
I will say, I like when you're getting all these abilities and such, I like all the illustrations for them.
Yeah, they kept the vanilla illustrations for them, which is really good, because that's a thing in vanilla. Another payload, one more, and we can upgrade our nail twice, which will put it kind of where I want it to be. Alright, so we're going to go fight the Watcher Knights, which is one of the bosses hard required to finish the game, because in vanilla they lock one of the Dreamers. However, we're going to do the nail upgrade first, because I have enough Geo already to do it. However, afterwards, we're going to go, unless one of the items I get off Watcher Knights tell me to do otherwise, we're going to go to what I would say is my least favorite place in the entire game. And by the time we're done, everyone will probably agree with me. And that is the Royal Waterways. Because you're going to hear some of the most cursed-sounding creatures that exist. Alright, we can't do a second one. So we're going to go Toll Bench, so we can go sell our relics. Actually, let's go do City Storerooms first. City Storerooms is a quick few checks that also gives us another stag station. Or access to one, anyway. Right, I don't have wings. I can't go that way. Whoa! Falling in vertical rooms suck, by the way. Wow! Glad we did that! Alright, I have full movement now. Minus Shade Cloak, but that's just a upgrade to dash. We now have full movement.
I was about to say, that room was really treating you badly, then it made it up at the end.
And then it made it up with, like, probably the best thing I could have found. No. No game. I refuse. Oh wait, King Soul's only a cost 1. Let me equip that. King Soul's actually a really good charm because it constantly generates Geo infinite. I'm not Geo, Soul infinitely. So I don't have to hit things or anything to build up Soul. It'll generate on its own. Once we find Void Heart, though, it'll be replaced by Void Heart. But while we have King Soul, it's cheap to use, so why not use it? But now with full movement, we can basically go almost everywhere in the game. Which is a little scary at this point. This is about the time in the rando where most of the world opens up. A little over an hour in. But like, outside of like things that are like locked by a few specific items, like either a key or tram pass or such, we can basically do everything. Don't feel like dealing with those enemies, so we're just gonna dive through them. Abyss, we have all 3 level 2 spells. Abyss Shriek is easily the dumbest of them if you have an enemy in the air. We're going back to the Toll Bench. Because we're going to commit to Watcher Knights here. With what I've got, Watcher Knights are actually going to be absolutely stupid. They're one of the harder fights in the game. And they're a good run killer in any... Oh, right, I forgot I never did this. They're a good run killer in any percent. Because in any percent, you do that fight with next to no upgrades. All you have is a couple of spells. So how much Geo do we get this time? In Rando, you can just speak to them from the right and just sell everything at once instead of having to menu for it. Which is nice. We'll go ahead and open this up because this is where we're going next. I guess for that reason, I should just leave a Dream Gate here. I don't even have to do environment pogos to get up here because I have wings and claw. It's nice. The problem is you can get to Watcher Knights with only wings, but you can't get the item with only wings. Oh, I messed that up. So, I like to open this one first just to get that. Because if you don't, when you open this one up, the room will stay dark when you enter. And it can be annoying trying to jump in the dark to get to your room transition. I like to take the extra couple seconds to be able to see it. Else you'd have to like get here and jump up here in the dark. We're not going to go to the right here. All the right takes us to is a grub, and since they're not required at this point, it's a little out of the way. Little Night jumping is faster than the elevator.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, hang on now.
Also, we're going to drop a chandelier here, which automatically kills one of the 6 Watcher Knights before the fight even starts. Or excuse me, one of the 7. No, 6. Alright. And I have enough health, I can basically just tank hits through these guys, which I very much like. Ideally, you would like to get one killed before the next one spawns, or you'll be dealing with 2 at a time. As such here. Oh, I missed. And they're dead. That was a very clean Watcher Knights fight. I took 5 hits, but having like, what, 13 max health right now is really good. Because the 11 mass plus the 2 from Lifeblood Heart. Oh, we finally have a completed vessel gauge. And 150 essence, so we can use Dreamgate 1149 times. We're never doing that, but again.
I was gonna say that must be a relief.
And again, night faster than elevator, it's fine. Lurian is... I'm not picking that up. The God Tutor is part of the Godmaster DLC that has 0 relevance in Rando. But the God Tutor itself is shuffled. So... I have no reason to warp away. We're actually using the Dreamgate that I set by the Waterways. The Junk Pit chests are shuffled, so there's like 7 or so checks at the bottom of Junk Pit. Which is on the far left of Waterways. We're not doing that part of Waterways at the... Well, actually, we probably should do that part of Waterways first, if I'm being honest. We can dive down here, get to the bench. And we're gonna go fight everyone's favorite boss to hate. As you can see, Waterways is my least favorite place in the game. Ha, y'all can't get to me now. Alright, let's go smack their mother. Me having a Bish Shriek here is going to make this very trivial. And it's dead. It only got to shoot 2 flyers at me. Oh, and it was required! Okay. So, what if I were to say we're 1 item from Go Mode?
I would say, considering the runs we've seen so far this marathon, it's pretty much right in line with normal.
Pretty much. Well, seed-wise, we'd be in Go Mode. We still need to find Awoken Dream Nail for Path of Pain incentive, and we still need to find Grimm Child for Nightmare King Grimm incentive. So, we technically still need 3 items to actually finish the run. Also, this was the wrong way. I need to go left.
So you were mentioning that the Shriek made that boss fight pretty much trivial.
Yeah, Abyss Shriek, so does like 8, like I forgot how many hits it does at once. And with level 2 spell, because like each of those little bits, it doesn't show on mine because the custom skin has it turn into a giant flame. But it does multiple hits all at once. It's why I was complaining about it with Gorb earlier. As you saw, it would hit Gorb once, then Gorb would be out of the range. Which was awfully annoying. Alright, all of these chests are shuffled in these settings. So let's see what we get. More Geo. More Geo. What's on Godtuner? Yeah, actually, I have 4 simple keys, so why not? Free Vessel Fragment. We also have access to Godhome now, which we're not doing. More Geo. Were all of them relics except for a mask shard? Well then. We're gonna crawl out and open the, well, not so much open a thing, but I'm gonna go set a new dream gate somewhere. And this is one of the rooms where I'm really glad that I have the ability to swim. And now y'all will realize where I've looped around to. Leaving this here for when I get another Paylor. Because I think I only have 1. Yep, and I need 2. Now let's go back to that Waterways bench. Right! This is a hard save. After you get here, the game puts a save here. So we gotta manually warp back to Waterways bench. Cool. So, we go from fighting one of the community's least favorite bosses to one of the community's more favorite bosses. Because we're about to go visit the Mantis Lords. Elegant Key is another check-in city we can go check. Now. It'll be 2 items. Glad you got to see this not blocky when you got home. Yeah, that's great. Really? I went higher to avoid hitting one of y'all while going up, and one of them was just high anyway. Rude. I don't think we need more essence, game.
Nah, almost 1500 is not enough.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a vanilla game, it wouldn't be near enough, but you know? Because vanilla game, I think, has something like on... I forgot how much it is. Oh, I'm not one-shotting these. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'll use the spells to one-shot them, then. How did that stay out of the hitbox of... Okay. Let's open the gate into Fungal. Huh. This is far less cursed than the place I actually found them. I'll buy it because if you get a dupe item, it gives you 100 Geo. So you technically made... I'm technically made 25 Geo off of that. Why not? Alright, let's see what's on Dashmaster. I wouldn't mind if it's actually Dashmaster. Now, now that's rude. Imagine someone getting their first Mantis Claw here. For context, this is only a couple of rooms away from its vanilla location. And you know how vanilla items in Rando are. It's never good.
Yeah, that sounds like that would be just gutting.
It is, because Mantis Village is one of those places you do not like going to unless you have either Claw itself or a combination of Dash Wings. And for the longest time, I had only Claw. So I really didn't want to come down here. Alright, we're going to rescue Bretta. That gives us another check back in Dirtmouth. we'll get the bench here. And with our equipment, Mantis Lords is going to be even more trivial than Watcher Knights were. Oh, I tried to avoid that hit. And here's Vanilla Mantis Claw location. Wow! Coming down here would have been massive early. Oh my gosh. We would have been able to swim. We would have had well, no, because we already had a claw coming down here. But like, we would have been able to swim so much sooner. Wow, I should have just came down here sooner. While we wait for this to open, I'll break this. Since I have Gathering Swarm equipped, it'll pull all of it through the wall to me. Whoops, I meant to inventory drop, not pause. Knight just casually killing everything in its path, it's fine. Which is a little rude when you think about it, because as soon as you beat the Mantis Lords, the Mantises are no longer hostile towards you. Alright, this is another boss that completely gets torn apart by Abyss Shriek. That's one down. Oops. And they're already done. Their Godhome version, Sisters of Battle, is a lot more intense because it's you fight all three of them at once, which can get a little crazy. But it's also probably one of my favorite fights in the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say that does sound like that would be quite hectic, but
it's hectic, but really fun.
You mentioned that was DLC, correct?
Yeah, it's part of the DLC.
Okay, so I imagine once you got to that point in the game, you're probably a lot more familiar with mechanics and what you need to do.
Yo, Quick Slash. Speaking of strength builds earlier on in the thing, Quick Slash is incredible for it. Because, and there's our last Fragile Charm. So we can check all 3 checks on Divine. It's also free, so I'm clearly equipping it. Quick Slash for 1 is insane. Because you get to slash twice as fast. Which is very useful. I'm gonna go back to Dirtmouth first. We're gonna do all the Grimm Troop stuff. Grimm Troop, on the other hand, is also DLC, but it's also part of the Rando, since all the DLC for Hollow Knight was free DLC. Not a big deal. Well, we found the lantern, so no Cursed Dark Deep Nest on stream. Which is actually sad, because I was actually going to do that soon. Alright, Divine has 3 checks. Let's see what Divine has. I don't need another simple key, but since I have all 3 of the charms equipped, I need to pay for all of them anyway to see the 3rd one. Thankfully, it's not as expensive as in Vanilla. In Vanilla, Divine wants like upwards of 10,000 Geo for her stuff. I really don't want that, but sure. And Vanilla, Divine takes the Fragile Charms, eats them, and then makes them unbreakable. Well, it's a charm. It's 4 cost, so I'm never going to use it. But aside for this run for yeah, I absolutely love Hollow Knight Rando.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it as well, and it's been fun seeing a lot of the movement tech you've been doing, especially considering, like I mentioned at the outset, I've not played the game, so all of this is very new to me in many ways.
When you walk into a room to grab an item and don't even grab the item. Oh, just another idol. Okay. Deep Nest is completely unexplored. Crystal Peak is completely unexplored. I think I'm going to do early Deep Nest. So we need to go back to that Mantis Village bench. We're going to go back to here. We're going to go do early Deep Nest and get to the Hot Springs bench, and then we'll go full clear Crystal Peak. Because Crystal Peak is very quick and check dense. If we still needed grubs, it'd also be a heck of a place for grubs, because there's like 7 grubs just in that area. Alright, heading up to Fungal Core is the way we're going to enter Deep Nest, because there's 3 more items on that path. Free Joni's Blood. That's a free charm I will not be equipping. So I haven't brought it up much, but the blue masks on the side on my screen are Lifeblood masks. They're just extra health you can get, and you can't heal them, unlike your regular masks. What Joni's Blessing does is it turns all of those masks, all of your masks into blue masks, then gives you 4 more. So yes, absolute ton of health, but you can't heal any of it.
Well, you mentioned playing around with the healing settings in this game. That would definitely do it.
Now, yeah, if you're playing with that setting and don't have your ability to heal yet, it's an incredible charm to just randomly equip because you can't heal anyway. The Dupe Elegant Key. I hadn't even checked what's on it yet. Alright, Cornifer is actually in 2 places in Deep Nest. Lower and upper. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Alright, if you're not a fan of spiders or stuff like that, you're going to hate this area. This place exists just to creep people out, okay? Let's get our hidden secret seal here. I want to kill all of these on path, else they're going to be a pain. Oh, it's actually vanilla. Well, okay. Given with how many relics are in this game, vanilla relics are kind of common. Because there's so many of them. Alright, so we're going to go up first. Because I didn't drop from gardens earlier afterwards, so we need to get this corner for a check. You know, you had such a great deal in lower Deep Nest. I understand you're probably out of Geo after giving me all that Geo, but no thanks.
He was just trying to recoup a small portion of his investment.
Yep. I'm surprised it did not take a hit there. No, wrong way. Also, Deep Nest also very pinkish, purplish today. Not often you see 2 areas get the same color. Get a very satisfying inventory drop here all the way into the hot spring. We could go fight another boss right here, Nosk. I think we're going to put that off for now. We're going to get the 1 item over here we can get. Ow. It's fine. I don't mind damage boosting it. I have way too much health. Alright, you're supposed to pogo off of this guy all the way across the area. We are not doing that. Because we just have that much movement. I forgot to dash there. Also, as you see, there's spikes everywhere. So 1 misstep and you take a hit. Okay, we're just gonna do this. we're just gonna do some dashes here. Yep. Okay, there we go. Oh, let me not do that. Tried to back off to avoid that exact thing from happening, but it happened. Game doesn't think we have enough essence yet, though. Speaking of essence, let's go finish full clearing resting grounds. We can check the Spirit's Glade now, which only requires 200 essence, actually. So we should have done this when we came and got all our stuff earlier. Right now, we're still hunting for Grimm Child, as well as our final, thing. But, with this open, we can check Spirit's Glade. Whoop, I messed that up. Game. Why isn't it letting me, there we go. Oh, it's another egg. Okay, so now we need to start to decide, where do we go? I think I did say I was going to do, Crystal Peak, right? So, I guess let's do Crystal Peak. So, back to Crossroads we go. Wait, I have wings? Let's go break into Stag Nest, because that's content. So the Stag Nest in Vanilla, you have to open all other stag stations in the game to get to. Oh, come on. However, if you have wings, you can just bounce off the Vengefly and get here early. In Rando, you can also just find it as a stag station pickup, which is cool. That's nothing we need. Oh, the journal entries are shuffled. Oops. I may have forgot that these were shuffled. Which means there's a check in Crossroads I need to go do. And here I thought Crossroads was full cleared.
Well, it's a good thing you got that now rather than getting a little bit later in and realizing, oh dear, I may need to go back and check that.
This also makes the Abyss also a bit of a better play because it adds another check that's locked by Shade Cloak. Right, I have Void Heart. I'm not regenerating soul anymore, which means I need to go collect some because I need dive. I need to use a dive. Collect one more. Alright, that's more than enough. Forgot I had Soul Eater. Also, I'm also forgot there's a soul refill right here. This is fine. It's right here.
I was gonna say, hey, you get into that rando mindset sometimes.
Wait.
Stuff just doesn't come to you.
Wait, that was vanilla. Okay, game. That was vanilla. We still need Shade Cloak before we check, so, okay. Let me go back to what I was doing now. Let's commit to the, Crystal Peak play before I... Because if I keep going away from doing the Crystal Peak play and it has something, that just sucks. Oh, you know, I just talked about this, but, there is one more check here. Remember how I mentioned that, one of the incentives were hit where Boss Essence was shuffled? Well, I mentioned right before fighting False Knight that there is a dream version of it that's faster and deals double damage. I should probably go ahead and fight that. So we'll take a trip into the dream world. and bop another boss. Then finally go into Crystal Peak. Hold on, we'll start with a nail art. Nice. Oh, I don't have enough soul to use a spell. That's why I wasn't using a spell. Oops. It's fine. This fight's over. What do we get? Well, it's a charm. Alright. Now we get to go to probably the coolest looking place in the game. That being Crystal Peak. Keep forgetting how many of these things appear in Infected Crossroads. I still regret infecting Crossroads early. We can say hi and bye to Mila. Ooh, Crystal Peak is blue. I like that. Mark of Pride for no cost? Oh, that's kind of crazy. That like triples the distance of your slashes. That's a really good charm pickup. And I know there's a couple people in the Hollow Knight community who absolutely love this charm. To no surprise, we are immediately equipping it. Deep Focus for 1 is actually pretty good because paired with Quick Focus, as we saw earlier, Quick Focus just doubles my healing time. I mean, it doubles how fast I heal. Well, Deep Focus, it takes twice as long to heal, so paired with Quick Focus, it's normal length. But you heal double the health. And with them being cheap, it might be worth doing. We'll inventory drop down into here. I want to gather soul while I'm going through here, so I'm going to drop down and fight 0 afterwards. Not going to worry about the grub. In vanilla, this would be level 2 dive. This time, it's an extra key. Here's another boss that Abyss Shriek is absolutely dumb for. See a common pattern here. As long as he doesn't, you know, dodge it. There we go. Our duplicate Void Heart. Well, we didn't need that, but sure. Bench back, continue Crystal Peaks. got a little too close to the crystals there.
I will say, I do like a lot of what I'm seeing aesthetically from the game, because I'd gotten to see bits and pieces of it before,
Yeah.
obviously before this, but with game
Yeah.
like this, especially as much as it was played and covered shortly after it came out, I wanted to try to not be spoiled, and I'm glad I wasn't, because I'm very much enjoying what I'm seeing.
Thank you. It is the Grim Knight skin, and I have modified it with a different color. So it's blue, which is matching very well with the area I'm at right now. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. I have full movement. I can move around these guys. So far, we only need 3 items to finish. 1 technically to finish the seed, and 2 to finish y'all's incentives that y'all hit. Because y'all did incredible with that. The incentives being, I need to fight Nightmare King Grimm, and I need to do Path of Pain. So we studied Grimchild and the Awoken Dream Nail.
Speaking of, I'll take a moment to welcome everybody, maybe who just joined us, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Rando Marathon, where we are doing a whole bunch of randos, including Hollow Knight Randomizer, for the Liam Foundation, which is an LGBTQIA support organization based out of Rockford, Illinois, that is helping to equip and to support the LGBTQ community, not just in that area, but throughout the country and anywhere they can. We are taking donations for them, and I'm going to go ahead and do the link in just a second so that y'all can get all the information you need on the Liam Foundation, as well as the donation links and everything else. There are plenty of donation incentives that you can give toward, plenty of things you can unlock, and plenty of prizes you can win. So definitely make sure to do that if you can. We appreciate you all being here, and
There's
it
Path
is
of
a great
Pain.
cause.
There's Path of Pain. Woken Dream Nail on the Crystal Guardian. Now let's go fight its angry brother. I gotta be careful, I don't have Shade Cloak for this. And this guy does double damage. As shown. And he's dead. Dupe City Crest. The City Crest does not matter 99% of the Defender's Crest. You know what? I'll let that be a decision here. Defender's Crest, I guess I'll go fight Dung Defender next. After I'm done with Crystal Peak. Unless I find my last 2 required items here. Double contact? I think Nightmare King Grimm also does double contact. Rude. We don't need to do the lower path because grubs aren't shuffled and we no longer need them. I like where I'm at the point in this seed where I could just not care about how many hits I take. Speaking of which, shout out to another mod we got. It keeps track of how many times I've been hit or how many times I've died. Been hit 114 times. But I've taken no deaths, so we're fine. Hollowness Crown. There's normally a Palar here. Hitless percent win? Never. The Love Key. That puts the Collector in logic. Which is interesting since I've yet to even beat a kingdom, go to Kingdom's Edge. I'll have a good access to Kingdom's Edge out of Waterways though because, well no, I don't have Tram Pass. By the way, for those coming in who are aware of Hollow Knight stuff, Tram Pass is on Flower Quest. So, of course, I'm trying to avoid it with every possible thing I could do. Oh, there's a Palar. so we can get nail 3 now. There's one upgrade past that, but at that point it's probably overkill because I already have strength and quick slash. Open that and let's go check vanilla crystal heart. What if a dreamer had hive blood? One, that would suck, but we do have dupes on. I've already found dupe dreamer though. We had dupe dreamer at the very beginning of the seed, unfortunately. So we've had infected crossroads the entire seed. But Trampass is also duped, so we'll probably find the other Trampass. And if we don't, and I start running out of checks, then, alright, no, that's a grub. We need the chest. And if we, have to do Flower Quest, that's fine. That's content for stream. Honestly, that's something I should have made as an incentive. Force Flower Quest. Separate up. I don't think so. That'd be a cool thing to have, though. I might could throw that as a suggestion, actually. Okay. The second tram icon is for elevators because there's the elevator. An elevator pass is shuffled. Also, we're done here, so we're gonna warp back to the nailsmith. The one that's marked is elevator pass. They don't have an actual icon for it, so that's what it's being used for. And that's where, if you don't have that pass, you can't use the elevators at Resting Grounds or City. Well, the 2 city elevators. Yep. The one worry I have is Nailmaster's Glory, because the nail arts are not duplicated. Also, we're very strong boy now. I said we were gonna go do Dung Defender, so it's back to Waterways with us. Ooh. Interesting. Alright. Dung Defender. Well, seeing that we got the Void, correct. That does not matter till I have Shade Cloak, though. Alright, Dung Defender. A fight that's absolutely trivialized by dive. Oh, I tried to get the scream skip, I didn't get it. Alright. Dung Defender down. Now we can go check Isma's Grove. A journal. We need to use this to lower the acid water at the entrance. Dirtmouth Stag. Oh my gosh. So, anyone who often plays Hollow Knight's gonna realize how dumb this is. I may have never checked the Dirtmouth Stag. It does. I found Acid Swim first. So it was weird. Alright, off to Isma's Grove. Let's heal real quick. If Grimchild or something's just sitting on the Dirtmouth Stag, I'm gonna be sad because I could have done it like ages ago. You're gonna see us cross through that vertical room, just not going vertical from earlier in the game. All right, that's a soul totem. Oh, I forgot about that. There's Grimm Child, so we can fight Nightmare King Grimm now. So we have everything to do the 2 incentives that are still needing to be done. So now we just need to find our, we just need to find a Dreamer, and we're done. Shaman Stone for cheap is very good. Alright, you're a grub. Alright, we're about 2 hours into the run. Why don't we do our first incentive? Also, Dirt Mouth, not Crossroads.
All right, if you don't mind, I'm going to read out the donations that pushed that over the plate, if you will.
Go for it. I have 1 check to do, and I gotta set up my charms for it.
Alrighty. So I'm not sure if these were read earlier because I wasn't in the commentary booth at the time, but just in case they weren't, the donation that pushed us across for the Nightmare King Grimm was from Devious RNG, who said, "We can't watch Hollow Knight without Nightmare King Grimm. The music alone is worth it." Then there were 2 donations that came in pretty much simultaneously that both more than pushed over the Path of Pain. From Sarah Sun saying Path of Pain sounds like something that needs to be completed, and from Sofnum saying, "I think the Path of Pain sounds like a nice friendly place and I would hate to miss it in Hollow Knight." So thank you to all of y'all for those donations, and thank you to all of you who've given donations so far, because those have made all of these incentives possible.
Yeah, we've got some really good low-cost charms this time. Alright, first off is Troop Master Grimm. I won't be talking much during this fight because the music's too good not to not. So enjoy the music. I won't be talking much here. But we gotta bop this guy before we can get to Nightmare King. So enjoy the show. Because this song's a bop. Also, always bow to Grimm. Oops. No need to music boost it because by default the music's already overpoweringly loud. Also, level 2 spells make this fight kind of trivial. And our reward is our Shade Cloak. So Grimshot was required, possibly. We've got to reload the room. I'm actually going to sit at the bench. Also, I'm very glad to have Shade Cloak for Nightmare King Grimm. Not sure how I felt about doing this without it. Shade Cloak lets you dash through enemies. Now, if you thought the last song was good, this one just might be better. Here we go. Nightmare King. Rude. That was actually really lucky. Ooh, I need to be careful. Ah, well, we died first time. Thankfully, unlike most deaths, unlike most bosses, Nightmare King Grimm is a dream boss. Yeah, first death. Grimm is probably going to be my only source of deaths in this run, if I'm being honest. But that's because Grimm... It's been a while since I've done Nightmare King Grimm. And I also played a bit too risky. I should play a lot more careful like I did in the second half of the fight. Unlike the first half where I took, what was it, 3 hits in my first 10 seconds? Oh, I dashed into that by accident. Oh, I walked into him. Wow, I missed him. Oh, I misjudged what he was gonna do. It's cool. I feel pretty safe at this point. We're at the last part of it. If I don't, you know, jump into that. And the Nightmare King is down.
Nicely done.
I'm surprised it only took 2 tries. I had planned for it to take 3 or 4. But I was given really good equipment for this.
Yeah, can I also say, as far as the music goes, first off, yeah, the music is fantastic. It's the
It is. I love it.
I unmuted the Discord window just so I could hear it. It gave me a lot of, at least for me, it reminded me a lot of Gothic Necklord from Suikoden 2. As far, I mean,
I can understand. I can understand that reference entirely.
yeah, just that
Another
sort
good
of.
track.
Oh yeah, so it's fantastic.
Guess we put Lifeblood Heart back on. And I guess just because we have nothing else to put on, we'll put on Gathering Swarm. Alright, so now that we've done that, we need to figure out where the heck we're going. Because we were too busy enjoying all of that. So, right, we have the map mod. Do I not have it enabled? I do not. Okay, let me turn it on. And it tells us what we have in logic. Like right now, it shows us we have stuff at Sly, which we're not buying. Oh, it's also showing the stuff that we already got. Okay, that doesn't help me much. But you see the map. We have fully cleared Crystal Peak. Or did I just never get... Oh, you know what? I may have never checked Fury. Yeah, I never checked Fury. What the heck? I also never checked Dirtmouth Stag. I need to check that too. I know we haven't checked Joni's. I'm looking to see what's like... We've got Soul Sanctum. Soul Sanctum's actually very check dense. Our Dream Gate's over here at the Nailsmith. Deep Nest has, Dark Deep Nest. Oh, right, we got that. Okay, yeah, Pale Ore. Waterway. I left an egg at Waterways? Sure. What's that? Oh, requires another Dreamer to get. We're not going to need that because we find another Dreamer, we're done. Yeah, the map is massive. Okay, so let's go get that Waterways Egg, and then I guess we're going to go do, the Tuck Egg, which means I need to equip Defender's Crest. Sheesh, why are you 4? Sure, let's take off Soul Eater and Shaman Stone temporarily. We need to equip this to go get that, to go check that. And then after we get this egg, I think we're going to go do Soul Sanctum. Alright, free egg. And we're done! That's go mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get the Black Egg Temple bench, and then we're going to go do incentive number 2.
Oh, can I jump in with a quick donation then?
Yes, this is going to be just some movement for a moment.
Alrighty, so we got a $30 anonymous donation saying, name the file name in Symphony of the Night Arono. Maybe the typo can manifest good treasure in other games too. So thank you to Anonymous, and we appreciate the donation. We will get that updated on the schedule page.
Nice. Unfortunately, I don't have Cyclone Slash. If I had Cyclone Slash, there's a glitch you can do there where you can just keep the animation going infinitely as long as you stay in the room. You can still move normally and do everything, though. Hollowness Seal. Okay. So, let's take off all of these charms and put charms I want for Path of Pain. I mean, Void Heart's just there because why not? Mark of Pride is really good for movement. Quick Slash. Well, we might as well just put the free ones on regardless, which are those. We have some combat in here, so Strength and Heart. Heart's just good in general for health. Again, combat, so we'll equip these 3. Oh, that's everything. Yeah, I don't have Dash Master, so that's the only other thing I'd probably add. If we had Hive Blood, I would use it as well. So back to Basin. Hidden Station. Speaking of which, we never hardly did anything here in Basin today. Deep Focus isn't bad. It only costs 1, so it plus Quick Focus is actually not... Palette Swapper mod. Also, White Palace is very red. You gotta be careful with these because they do double damage. Alright, so we gotta do the first half of White Palace normally to get to Path of Pain. Text, please. Let me sit on bench. Cool. The Red Palace. Yeah, there you go. It's the Red Palace today. Alright, we can't get that way yet. Oh, that almost hit me. Yeah. Oh. Fragment check was already revealed. What was it? We saw it earlier. We won't go as far as the white fragment check though. We're only doing we're only going to the Path of Pain and exit. But like it tells us what the white fragment check was. I forgot we checked it earlier. It wasn't anything required, but it was something we could still use. Oh wait, I'm going too high here. And as you see, all the saw blades you'll ever need to have.
I was about to say, yeah, there's all the saw blades that were advertised.
I knew that was really bad to try. Oops. There we go. Can I not dash into the saw blade? Oops. That works. Alright, let's take a moment to heal real quick. Ooh. Insert Sonic meme of "you're too slow." Alright, this part sucks. I think I have assaulted. No, I don't. This part right here sucks. Alright, we got through it just fine though. Ow. We're gonna go down here instead of up. Because there's a platform here. Because it's actually a dev-intended shortcut. I mean, that is literally what this area is. Also, I should probably, yeah, this section I feel is very Super Meat Boy inspired. And we're not even in Path of Pain yet. This is the part that's actually expected for true ending in the vanilla game. Also like how we have this like crazy area with all the saw blades and everything, and it has very peaceful music. Ooh, that almost sucked. Oh, come on. Well, we just skipped that entire room, it's fine. Forgot about that one just coming up really fast. I'm gonna set this to refill my health and keep my soul, because it's time for the main event of this. See, there's actually a hidden wall right here. Welcome to the Path of Pain. Oh, I fell right at the end of the section. I'm sad too. That was actually going so well. Let's see if I can... I don't know what happened there. Sure. I apparently didn't grab the wall. Note to self, don't jump head first into a saw. It's not good for your health. Oh, I dashed too soon. Okay, I need to heal this time. Crazy enough, it's always been the first room that's been the hardest for me. Yeah, the first room, for many people, it's the last room that's a problem. For me, it's always been the first room. There we go. See, that's how close I was the first time to just getting it first try here. Because each platform is basically a checkpoint. Also, we have infinite soul totems here. Fun fact, if you shuffle soul totems, it does shuffle these. There is a separate setting to keep them disabled, though.
I will say, I've kind of been afraid to talk during these. I'm sitting here going, oh my goodness, just...
Oh, you're good, too.
Just in all of the platforming.
Yeah, this section is just, like, straight up all crazy platforming. Nice! I'm glad I got that first try. Didn't mean to use that. Spikes hurt, by the way. I did that twice. Oh, that was close.
Wow.
That was close. Yeah, but who does that? I don't think I've seen anyone do it outside of like maybe random all sanity stuff. I did it one time for an all sanity seed that was earned from my stream. But I got lucky in that actually out of everything that could have been here, nothing was here. So I never even had to enter. Oh, that almost went bad. Nice. Also, I went way too far, but I recovered it. Yeah, Mike, the tournament settings I was just playing under for the first couple of rounds had totems on, but Path of Pain, White Palace totems disabled. Alright, last room. This is the room everyone hates. Ooh, mistimed that. Ow, that was 2 hits I didn't want to take. There we go. And what did you get for completing Path of Pain? A tiny bit of lore.
Oh, congratulations on that. That, yeah,
That's
chanting and
done.
saying it, that was very well done.
And now final bosses are gonna look like a cakewalk compared to this. And it just takes us back to that room in the White Palace. It's fine. We're going back to the Black Egg Temple, and we're gonna fight final bosses. And call this a seed. Thank you. The same charms I have equipped now are completely fine for this boss. Alright, first final boss. Final boss of the first and second endings. Another boss I'm glad to have a Shade Cloak for. I don't need to attack him during this. He doesn't really take any damage. Now he does. Yeah, I knew I was taking a hit. That's fine. I have enough health. I just went full there. That was weird. Sure. Okay. For the first ending, you would kill this enemy, you would kill the Hollow Knight without having the Void Heart. For the second ending, you would, instead of using the Dream Yell like I did there, you would have the Void Heart, but then still kill the Hollow Knight. For the true ending, you Dream Yell him and fight this giant moth. Which, by the way, I've said this multiple times, this is a boss that is Bistreak very much ruins. And then the fourth ending is completing the Godmaster DLC. Nail 3 strength quick slash Shaman Stone Abyss Shriek. I mean, that's just overkill. That's fine. Oh, why are you all the way over there? Oh, why did you stop? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity to heal 1. Ooh, this is the best attack you love to see because you just get a bunch of free damage in here. Alright, we're done. Whoa, if I don't fall. Trying to move too fast. And under the platform because people like that. We're gonna get GG's on the final hit of the Radiance. So I'll call time in just a moment. And time.
GG. That was fantastic.
Very nice. Now, something we like to do whenever a lot of us play Hollow Knight Rando. Take a wild guess in the chat as to what our final completion percent is. And it's not by Hollow Knight standards of completion percent. The way the rando rates it is percentage of checks that we found.
Yeah, as chat's pointing out, you almost got 220. Well, it's got readjusted to 221.23, but the initial timer was 222.27.
Dang.
5 seconds short of all twos.
But yeah, take your guesses, chat. What's our final percentage? From 0 to 100. In-game time is probably going to be like 2:15, 2:10, because I didn't take any breaks during the run. See,
Yeah.
that sounds like what one of my mods do every time. Doesn't matter how quick or how slow the seed is. They'll be like, votes 69. So let's see, we got 76, 62, 69, 71. Most of these are pretty good, actually. 42% for 42. I understand why you didn't. Okay. All right, let's find out. Game completion, 58%.
Well, congrats, Chadbert. You got it right on the nose.
Yeah, right on it. 58%. Yeah, in-game time, 2:18. Okay, it's actually higher than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, though, there was very little pauses. I didn't stay on the pause menu long trying to figure things out because the in-game time doesn't go up while you're paused. So, I think I only had like one time where I actually had to sit and think about where the heck do I go. So, looks like I'm pulling this up to make sure I'm accurate on this. We still have almost, how long before the next run? Another 30 minutes before the next run.
Yeah, I believe something like that.
All right. So, I guess while we're still here, well, let me hit this. We actually have the menu music. Also, I don't know if it was pointed out at the beginning by chat, but my title screen is actually the Steel Soul title screen. You can change your style. You can change your title background, and you unlock each of them as you do things in the game. This one is easily the hardest one to get because it requires you to complete the game in Steel Soul mode, which means if you die, the file is deleted. This was not an easy one to get. Yep. Thank you. Yep. So, let me pull up the spoiler log real quick because there was a couple things that were kind of hinging on this. One, there was still one non-duplicate dreamer we didn't find. We did not find the well, we didn't find the duplicate Grimm child. For all we know, the one we grabbed was a duplicate. And where is our other duplicate dream now that locked the Path of Pain? Starting with Grimm child. Wow, someone in chat actually called it. I should go to the Abyss and check the stuff. The duplicate Grimm child was on Shadecloak in the Abyss. Sure enough. The duplicate Dream Nail. If I can type this in correctly and Windows not yell at me. Was... Hold up. Crystal Guardian, Soul Eater, Cliffs Map. Those are the three we got, I believe. Oh, I mean, the one we didn't find was actually the Logical Dream Gate. Upper Kingdom's Edge. By the way, we never stepped in the Kingdom's Edge, crazy enough. Given that Kingdom's Edge is one of those places that has a lot of logical requirements sometimes. So, that can happen. And then finally, our missing dreamer, which I believe was Hera. Also in Kingdom's Edge. with the final cloak being also in Kingdom. Yeah, okay, all the duplicates were in Kingdom's Edge, and that's why we never went. Sure. That was a good seed. It ran around the time I thought it was going to. Had the extra time added that I set to 3 hours because, like, just in case those incentives got met, because those two things are time sinks. Thankfully, Nightmare Kingdom only took me 2 tries. And Path of Pain outside of the first room was very cooperative.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, definitely GG's. And thank you for giving us that Hollow Knight randomizer run. It was a lot of fun. I mean, even for somebody like me who had never played it before.
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those, like, the seeds start slow oftentimes. This one didn't so much because, you know, immediate out of logic Mantis Claw. But usually once the seed gets going, it's a very fast-paced rando. Speaking of fast-paced randos, yeah, I'll be back on the marathon tomorrow with another Metroidvania rando that's also kind of fast-paced. And what I mean by fast-paced, I mean me yeeting myself across the room for half the seed. Because I'm playing Metroid Prime. So that's going to be fun to see tomorrow. And I know in a little bit we get to see some Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yep, that's actually coming up next.
That is next.
All right. So thank you again, Arrow, for that run. We'll be back only in a few minutes with Saint Von Jester running Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So stick around, everyone.
Yep, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one, and I see another run happening tonight that I'm looking forward to watching.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good runs during the whole marathon.
Yeah, there's so much, and it's great.
Oh yes. All right, so we'll see you guys in a few minutes.